and they will try to feature her in this offense all night long, and for good reason. I mean, you can just tell Kinsey's one of those girls, and I mean no disrespect by this. I mean, if she shows up at the YMCA, she's probably going to get out and run with the guys, right? I mean, She's got that type of game.
Yep.
There's the three on the way and knocked down there from Nova Cross. So we're all tied up at 3.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Frankfort was in that 2-3 zone. They forced a miss, but when you're in a 2-3 zone, it's also harder to rebound. So they're going to have to rebound tonight.
Santos Fada's looking for some help here. Knocked down that 3 a minute ago. She's got Guardado on a back cut, and coach is up wanting to know what that is. He gets a foul, but he's like, come on.
Yeah, that's one of those you're like, oh, I mean, I'm thankful for the foul call, but I had a layup.
Frankfurt to have it out of bounds here right at midcourt. That was Flores who had it there momentarily for Frankfurt. This 3 on the way, almost banked in.
Man, I was about to say the bank is really open for Frankfurt tonight.
Timmy looks to dump it off, and it's taken away. Good hands there from Vasquez Rivera.
I mentioned her right at the start. She's really active on defense, gets a lot of deflections and steals for this Frankfurt team.
Vasquez Bautista with the shot off the mark. Timmy on the rebound for Sheridan. Go back to Timmy now over to the corner. This is Brielle Garner. Her first jump shot of the game off the mark. Kinsey back out to Brielle. This shot on the way. Off the mark as well, but Garner their offensive glass, and she'll clean it up.
And Crawford's going to take a timeout here. We just mentioned that Frankfurt's got a rebound, and I know it can be difficult out of this 2-3 zone, but you can't give Sheridan 3 looks. They're going to execute on one of them.
Tonight's game is a presentation of the Frankfurt Eagles Post 976. They've been serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. The Frankfurt Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfurt Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfurt. So good time out there from Coach Crawford wanting to talk things over. Knowing that games like this are the ones that you can't let get away early, right? You got to stay in this and fight as hard as you can and try to keep it as close for as long as you can.
Yeah, you can't let Sheridan get out early and get to a big lead because this is one of these games where you're not mad about a long possession and score. You want to take that time off the clock. You know you got to stay in this game if you want a chance.
Guardado gets it into Flores. They get it back to Guardado. Vanessa going up the floor against Timmy. A shot off the side of the backboard. It'll be Sheridan's basketball. Boy, Frankfurt is not shy to let it fly, though, and I like that Coach Crawford has instilled that in his girls.
Yeah. He's letting them play out there. I'm not going to yell at them for a missed shot.
Timmy to Garner. Plays through contact, and she gets her second field goal. Now the takeaway from Cross, and Frankfurt gets it right back. Garner on the steal. Something she does quite a bit of is she gets the jump shot to go. Averaging 5 steals a game.
Man, that's crazy.
Here's another one. Offensive rebound, back up and in.
Good straight-up defense from Vanessa Guardado there, but just couldn't get the rebound. Garner gets another bucket.
Against Elwood, Garner had a triple-double. She also had a season-high 25 points in that contest. But 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 steals as she turned up the pressure.
I don't think people realize how crazy a triple-double is in high school basketball, no matter boys or girls. It's only a 32-minute game, and getting a triple-double is just crazy.
Flores. Or excuse me, that was Vasquez Bautista there that got blocked. Swing to the corner. Garner already has 8. That 3 off the mark, rebounded by the Dogs. They'll get it up the floor here, back to Guardado. Ooh. So you got to be crisp with those passes, nearly taken away again. by Garner. We're going to get a foul here on Nova Cross, her first.
Looks like this press is Frankfort's kind of struggling with it. Sheridan's very lengthy and getting their hands on a ton of passes.
That three partially blocked, knocked out of bounds off Garner. You talk about Garner, her play, but it's also her size. I mean, she's 6 foot, listed on the roster, and got a great build for a basketball player.
Yeah, I walked in the gym earlier, and I looked, and I said, man, she's just as tall as me. That's crazy. That's equivalent of a 6'5" guy, I would say.
This one off the foot of Frankfort. Stay Sheridan's basketball. So far, Garner with 8 points. Nova Cross with 3. Sounds like you're 11 points early here for Sheridan. This one pinballed around inside. Brought out by Santos Valdez. Trying to go over the taller Garner and gets the block and wisely keeps the dribble as she goes to the ground. Timmy, jumper, got it.
Taking care of the ball here is going to be big for Frankfort. They got to be able to get some shots up.
Sheridan trying to put on some pressure and turn the hot dogs over. It's exactly what they're doing early. Garner puts it on the deck. She'll get the hoop and the harm here. Count the bucket. That's what I was waiting on. Double-figure first quarter here for Garner.
We mentioned earlier that Frankfort's going to have to keep this close, so they got to stop the bleeding here soon. Can't let Sheridan get this out of control.
Garner's got it going early here. Shelby Eaton will check out. In comes Sadie Timmy. So if you say Timmy or Garner, you're probably pretty close to being right, right?
Yeah.
Frankfort trying to beat this pressure. Garner playing safety. Little crossover, throws baseline. Timmy to Timmy. That shot a little short. Loose ball on the deck. Love the fight inside by both teams. And now a foul on Guardado more than likely.
Yeah, that's going to be her second foul tonight. So Coach Crawford is going to have to go to the bench early here.
Tonight's game brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Homes, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and provide the care you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Homes offer, please visit dayandginda.com. Timmy goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. 3 points in the contest. Deflections again as Sheridan has just cranked up that defense.
Yeah, they've ramped up the intensity. Frankfort had that first possession where it didn't look like Sheridan was really playing aggressive at all. Got a wide open 3, and since then, Sheridan has put a ton of ball pressure all over Frankfort's guards, forcing havoc.
Garner looks baseline, the skip pass. Baseline from one Garner to a Timmy. And that shot good by Sadie Timmy. 19-3 as Guardado gets it in. I want to thank Coach Bradshaw and Coach Crawford for their help leading up to the contest. Both were very forthcoming with information and helping us get prepared for the broadcast. Is a great block there from Syra Flores.
She covered a lot of ground there, running full court, got back just in time and swatted that thing out of there.
Up top, Cross hit a 3 earlier. She's got another one here. There's something about a lefty that just, it looks pretty, doesn't it?
Yeah. You see that in baseball a lot. That lefty swing just looks so smooth. It's the same thing in basketball.
Frankfort with another turnover here, trailing by 19. Still a minute 50 to go here in the first quarter. This will be Mackenzie Smith that checks in. Looking inside to Timmy. Inside-outside game to the other Garner. Brielle gets the foot behind the three-point line, and that one off the mark. Kinsey Garner comes off the save, pull-up jumper, and she's got another field goal.
If you notice, the way to beat this 2-3 zone is just moving the ball, and Sheridan is moving the ball very well right now.
Pass deflection there as it's knocked away by Smith. Timmy up the floor, floater in the lane. I thought that was a nice soft kiss that was going to drop there. Garner on the cleanup, another field goal. 26 first quarter points here for Sheridan. Blackhawks came to play tonight as they turned the hot dogs over. Frankfort came out, Doug. They knocked down that first field goal. Kind of got things rolling there, but since then it's been Sheridan's defense. It's been the difference in the first quarter.
Yeah, Sheridan's making a lot of field goals on this side, and it's forcing Frankfort to have to break this press that Sheridan's getting in. If Frankfort can get a stop and get out on the run here, Sheridan won't be able to get in this press.
Flores trying to find a teammate there. Went through the hands of Guardado. It'll give Sheridan another possession. Get it into Garner. Looking down low here. Smith deflected. Good defense by Flores. Garner with the takeaway. All the way to the hoop. Misses, but nobody there to clean it up. Gets her own rebound. Sheridan there again, offensive glass. Mackenzie Smith with her first field goal.
Sheridan has been crashing the boards hard tonight. It's paid off a couple times with a couple offensive rebounds that have led to points.
Guardado, jumper. That one in and out. And now out of bounds. Good hustle there by Mackenzie Smith.
Last game versus North Montgomery, Frankfort had a couple plays that worked really well getting the ball inside like they are here. Scored on a couple of them. Really nice play there. Got a layup. Just didn't fall.
Shot would have been good if it had gone. Comes up a little bit short, but Sheridan out to a big lead here in the first quarter. 28-3 your score. We'll step aside when we come back. More basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
At Day and Gannett Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Gannett Funeral Home, putting family first.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
Now for more than 30 years, the Indy Card Exchange has been your trusted source for buying and selling trading cards of all kinds. And they're refining the game of professional grading with consultation services to save you time and money. Go to IndyCardExchange.com for more information and to see how you can make money off of your collection. (28-3). The score after one as we get set to start the second quarter here on ISC. Sheridan fans tuning in tonight, we will have a double header. Sheridan Blackhawks boys and girls at Clinton Prairie on Friday. Make sure you're tuning in there. It won't be the cooperation production with Hot Dog TV, but it'll be the ISC production that still carries the Sheridan Blackhawks here. When you say Sheridan, Doug, you got to think of the legendary Coach Bud Wright.
Yep.
I mean, my goodness. You want to talk about a career. He has made coaching football in Sheridan a career. 59 years.
Just took him to another semi-state this year.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's done there is just crazy.
Absolutely amazing. One of the just great, genuine guys as well. We've gotten him a handful of times over the years on ISC. He was so nice to sit down with a show that used to be on our airwaves called the Travel and Land Show, where Lanny Seago sat down and interviewed him, and just he's forgotten more about football than I'll ever learn in my entire life, for sure.
Yeah, such a legendary coach. Sure, Sheridan will have a big loss whenever he decides to retire, but, man, I don't know if he ever will.
I know when you drive in, you've got all the years of all the state championships and everything. I mean, it's Blackhawk country when you get to Sheridan.
Yep.
This girls basketball team trying to stake their claim to this season. They're out to a 3-2 start. They've won 3 in a row after dropping their first 2 games of the season.
But those 2 teams they lost to were not any sleeper teams by any means. Losing to a tough Carroll team who is off to a 5-1 start and ranked highly. And just barely lost by 4 points. So this Sheridan team is a really good team to watch out for tournament time.
And then they went to Brebeuf and only lost by 8 there. And Brebeuf's a 3A school. Yeah, Sheridan's got the pieces this season to make a pretty deep run. They're in the Park Tudor sectional, so it's Sheridan, Park Tudor University, and Covenant Christian. And right now, Park Tudor's 4-1, but Sheridan's got to be probably the second favored team in that sectional.
Looks like Guadardo stepped over the line. This is one of those so frustrating
unforced errors
that such a simple mistake loses you possession.
I know looking at the schedule, seeing Frankfort's last game being almost 2 weeks ago, Doug, sometimes you worry about the rust. I mean, it's great because you get everybody back healthy.
Yep.
You get back into practice. But Coach said, they've been engaged through practice. They've been enthusiastic. The girls have bought in. Mm-hmm. I know we mention this every time we do a girls basketball game here at Frankfort. And though while this may be a down year in term of wins, this is a team that you're not going to outwork them.
No.
They're going to come out and give you maximum effort.
Yeah, that's one thing that Frankfort can really pride themselves on is, hey, you may have some more talent than us, but you're not going to outwork us. And they come in the gym and they put in work every single day trying to get, as you can say, 1% better.
Timmy with the deflection there. You saw it a moment ago when we were talking about the effort from Frankfort. And number 2, Ashley Vasquez Rivera. She guarded the ball handler on the wing, came back and got a blocked shot at the top of the key. And it was hustle that got her from point A to point B.
She is what I like to call a gnat on defense, just all over the place, making life very hectic for the guards of the opposing.
And just like every great shot blocker listed at 5'2". I mean, come on.
Yeah, if you're blocking shots at 5'2", it often means that's pure effort.
Carrying violation here. I'll give the ball back to the Blackhawks.
But as you mentioned, they were on that 2-week break, and as a basketball player myself, when it comes around Christmas time, we normally have a long break, and you come back, and the first game we play is Lebanon, and it's so rough because you haven't played a game in 2 weeks, and then you come play a really disciplined, hard-working Lebanon team, and you got to knock the rust off fast, or Albert Hendricks is going to put it to you.
Right. Yeah, you got to get rid of that Christmas rust.
Yeah.
The shot off the mark. If there's a bright side to this second quarter so far, Doug, Frankfort's defense been able to keep Sheridan scoreless for almost 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's been a really bright side. I know Sheridan scored 28 points in that first quarter, so to hold them scoreless through nearly 3 minutes has got to be something Coach Crawford is happy about.
Aaron's Flooring offers luxury vinyl plank carpet installation and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or call 601-4145 for a free quote. We want to thank all of our sponsors here on the ISC Sports Network that make these games possible. Kinsey Garner with it out top. You know the one thing I'm digging out there with Sheridan too is I was getting ready to comment on how much I loved Kinsey Garner's shoes, and I realized all 5 girls on the floor are rocking those.
They're rocking those pink shoes.
They got the team shoes on this year.
Yeah, I do like those. I guess I just now noticed them as well. Look good, feel good, play good, they say, right?
Right, for sure. Another deflection from Garner. Man, she is – I don't have official stats other than points tonight, but I will bet you by the time this one's over, she'll be knocking on the door of another triple-double because that's at least 5 or 6 steals, wouldn't you think, here before the half?
And several rebounds, especially on the offensive side.
As we mentioned a moment ago, Sheridan obviously on our airways tonight. They'll be on our airways again on Friday at Varsity doubleheader. Girls game tips off at 6, boys game to follow.
That'll be a big game. Clinton Prairie girls coming off a big win versus Lebanon last night, looking to keep that going against a good Sheridan team Friday. And then on the boys' side, unfortunately, Clinton Prairie is coming off a win against our very own Frankfort Hot Dogs. Played in that game. Clinton Prairie boys basketball team will have a very successful season this year. That'll be another good game on ISC Sports Network.
Timeout taken there as Garner pulls up and knocks down the shot to give her 17 points here in the first half. This portion of our broadcast brought to us by the Healthy Communities of Clinton County, where the coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. The vision of Healthy Communities is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. Make sure you stay tuned at the half. We'll have our Day in Ginda Funeral Home halftime show. We'll also see the Fiber Hawk Fiber Fast halftime highlights, which are going to feature a lot of Kinsey Garner.
Yeah, she's had a tremendous game so far. Scored in 15 in that first quarter. Not sure how many she has here in the second quarter, but off to a really good start.
2 points here in the second.
Which I guess is the only 2 points.
Yeah, 17
scored so
in the game. Right on her season average, she's at 17.2 points, 8.6 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks.
Man, that is like the dream stat line for any player, right?
It's pretty good. And ladies and gentlemen, she's only a junior. And that's the thing when you look down at this team. Nova Cross, junior. Kinsey Garner, junior. Shelby Eaton, junior. Cecilia Timmy, junior. Those are your 4 leading scorers. They're all coming back next year.
Yeah, Sheridan's going to be good this year, and then next year will be even better. So they're going to look to make a run here this year and next year.
Your 5th leading scorer for Sheridan? Freshman.
It's such a well-rounded team. It's just so hard to prepare for. As a player, you know, I've mentioned this before on the airways, but when you get that scouting report and you see double-digit scoring all around the board, you're like, I mean, who do we focus on?
Right. Where do you begin to try to take anything away?
Yep.
Flores off the glass. There you go, Syra.
Gets her first bucket of the night. Nice floater in the middle of the lane.
Garner to Garner. Over to Timmy. One-handed rebound underneath by Cross, I believe. Yeah, no for Cross. Garner lets the 3 fly, but a 3-second violation. Turnover gives the ball back to Frankfort.
Fortunate break there for Frankfort as Kinsey Garner was getting ready to line up a wide-open three-pointer.
As you mentioned in the pregame show, too, about Kinsey Garner, already committed to D2 Ferris State up in Michigan. Very good D2 program. Getting it out of her way. She's going to play this whole season, all year next year.
Yeah, you don't always see those early commitments as a junior, but she must have really saw something that she liked in that program at Ferris State and decided to make the commitment early.
Cecilia Timmy shot a little short there. Frankfort on the rebound. It's Guardado being hounded in the backcourt. Jump ball. Gives Sheridan the ball back. So nice heads-up play there from Timmy. A couple of substitutions going to come onto the floor now as Kennedy Zachary, the lone senior on the Sheridan Blackhawk team, comes in, as well as junior McKaylee Terry. Brielle Gardner. That's her first field goal tonight. Good-looking shot. Freshman averaging almost 7 points per game. Can only assume that the last name, she's probably Kenzie's younger sister. I should have asked that. That's so.
I would have assumed, yeah.
Such a rookie move.
And then you got the two Timmys, so potentially two pairs of sisters. I guess could be cousins, but potentially two pairs of sisters on the Sheridan girls team this year.
This shot up, and it looks good from here, and it is. McKaylee Terry checks in off the bench, says, don't worry about me, guys. I'm like a microwave. I instant heat up. Here we go.
And that's rare to see in Case Arena, as the depth perception is off. So to come in and just nail a three like that is rare to see. Nice move from Vanessa there.
Nice left hand, and she takes it to the bucket. Again, can't say enough about the fight from Frankfort. I think in their mind they just have to not focus on what the scoreboards say in any of these games this year and just go play hard, let the score take care of itself.
And the scores will get better as the season goes on. These girls are improving a lot from each game to game. You can notice a difference. So the scores will get better as the season goes along. But you're glad to see that the work ethic, something you can't teach, is there.
Guardado trying to get that one ahead that time. Vasquez Rivera could not hang on to it. Be another turnover as Shelby Eaton checks back in. Eaton so far scoreless tonight. Between her and Nova Cross, they really made the jump from sophomore to junior year. They averaged about 2.5, almost 3 points per game a year ago. And both of them now up in that 8 points per game, 9.8 points per game. That's a real good turnaround in just a short period of time.
And that's going to take the Sheridan girls team to the next level when you start spreading the scoring around.
Terry hit 3 a minute ago. Can't get that one. Swing cross court. This is the younger Garner.
A really nice drive from Garner there.
She's got 4 as we're under 20 seconds to go here in the half.
Really hounding pressure from Nova Cross there. All over Daisy Santos. Going to force a turnover.
Cross up. Yeah, left-handed gets it to go. She's got 8. That's going to do it on our first half of action. Your score at the break, 39-7. We'll step aside when we come back. It'll be your Day and Ginda Funeral Home halftime show.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Indiana. This message presented by the IHSAA and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
As a healthcare facility, providing top-notch care should be your number one goal. However, patient experience and overall satisfaction should be a top priority as well. You see, in addition to your patients, you also have an obligation to the family and friends who attend appointments, sit for hours in waiting rooms, or spend days at your facility awaiting a loved one to be discharged. The last thing that they want or need to be concerned about is how or where to charge their cell phone, tablet, or smart device when trying to keep loved ones up to date. This is where JM Marketing comes in. Our fully customizable charging station allows you to promote your facility or patient portals while providing a courtesy to those who spend time in your facility. Our charging stations provide full speed, multi-device charging capabilities while utilizing energy-efficient technology. And the best part? They charge nearly 100% of devices. They fit anywhere and go everywhere. A simple yet practical way to enhance the overall experience you provide, and that is a reason for everyone to celebrate. For more information, contact sales at JM Marketing to get plugged in today.
At Day and Ginna Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Ginna Funeral Home, putting family first.
Welcome back at the half here as part of our Day and Ginda halftime show where they put family first. Joined by Doug Wood, I'm Sean Walker. John Milhall in court here at beautiful Case Arena. Frankfort Hot Dogs playing host to the Sheridan Blackhawks tonight. Sheridan out to a 39-7 lead here at the half, Doug, and they did it with their defense. It was a lot of turnovers, a lot of chaos created, and when you've got a 6-footer in the middle of your zone pressure defense there up the floor, man, it's really tough, especially for the Hot Dogs.
Yeah, not only is she 6 foot, but she's fast, athletic, can handle the ball well, so when she gets it, she capitalizes with a layup likely. So it's difficult having that lengthy of a girl playing that middle or the front part of the zone. She's just gotten so many deflections and steals that have led to layups and fast break points for Sheridan.
Now, if there is a note to hang your hat on if you're a Hot Dog at the half, it's this. Sheridan put up 28 points in the first quarter. They only scored 11 in the second. And a lot of that was Frankfort just handled the pressure a lot better there in the second. Plus, they kind of ratcheted up their own defense down here in the half court. Yeah,
Frankfort only lost that quarter by, I believe, was it 3 or 5 points, I think? 3 or 5 points. So defensively was a lot better. Got something going offensively at the end with a layup from Guardardo and Flores. So something to build off going into the second half. Hopefully they can keep it going.
As you mentioned, scoring here, Daisy Santos-Valdez started off the game for us. She knocked down the three, and everybody was like, whoa, how about that? 1 for 1, here we go, right? And then another bucket for Frankfort unfortunately didn't come until that second quarter, but they got a field goal from Syra Flores, a field goal from Vanessa Guardado, who picked up 2 early fouls, but she was able to stay out of foul trouble, and hopefully will be able to stay on the floor here in the second half as well. On the other side, though, 15 first quarter points from Kinsey Garner. She only had 2 in the second quarter, but it was players like Nova Cross who started turning it up. Brielle Garner had a couple of field goals. Look at the balanced scoring from Sheridan. 7 girls in the scoring column. Sorry, I had to do some tap math there real quick. Needed my abacus to add that up.
Yeah.
But 7 girls on Sheridan's team in the scoring column, and they're really doing a nice job of sharing the basketball, moving it around, finding the open player.
Yeah, I know the big name is Kinsey Garner, got 17 points, I think. But then you look and you see, well, hey, 6 other girls besides her have scored. So it's difficult to defend when, as I said, they move that ball around that 2-3 zone, moving it around so much that it makes it hard to defend, and they're getting a lot of good looks, not only from the three-point line, but layups as well.
We'll step aside in our halftime show. When we come back, we'll show you the Hawk Fiber fast halftime highlights. Those headed your way next. It's 39-7 here at Frankfort High School.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this? Well, this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby, yo. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome upgrade today.
Welcome back to Case Arena here. Score at the half, 39-7 as we roll through our Day in Genda halftime show. Let's take a look at our Hawk Fiber Fast halftime highlights. And you are going to see a lot of scoring from these Sheridan Blackhawks, and they did it from all three levels here in the first half.
See Kinsey Garner getting the ball inside here. Most of these highlights are going to be her because she scored such a good amount in that first quarter. But as you see, Timmy with that nice little mid-range jumper, and Sheridan just spreading the ball around well.
You did see an effort hustle play there from Syra Flores with the block a moment ago, and that's the one thing that these highlights may not show us a ton of is the effort leading up to these goals. There were quite a few long possessions for Sheridan. I know there was also a lot of offensive rebounds, but the Dogs have continued to fight, and if they can get a lot more of that right there, they could be maybe not tonight, but in the hunt in future games.
Yeah, getting the ball inside. We mentioned feed the post. Now Guardardo's played a lot more outside because they want to get her the ball on the perimeter so she can drive in. But they got to be able to get that ball in the middle, whether it's by drive or pass, if they want to get some good looks here in the second half.
For these Frankfort Hot Dogs, again, trailing by a large margin at the half. Just to let people know, there is a mercy rule in high school basketball. If the score gets to be a 35-point lead at any point in time after halftime, it goes into a running clock scenario where the clock only stops during timeouts and I believe free throws. But those are the only, and obviously injuries. But other than that, the clock will continue to run. And so we're approaching that territory. We're not quite there yet as Frankfort trails by 32. What did the Hot Dogs need to do here in the second half? If you're Coach Matt Crawford, is the message just, and I won't tee you up with a super tough question here, obviously, but, is the message try to win this next quarter or try to lessen that margin a little bit more? They let them have, I won't say let them. They allowed 28 points in the first quarter, but they held them to 11 in the second.
Yeah, and it's just,
try to build on that?
It's just building on that. The effort's there. He can't complain about the effort because the girls are giving tremendous effort. But, taking care of the ball would be one of the big things as that press, they've really struggled with it tonight. But keep shortening that margin. Try to make it a little less every quarter. Maybe this quarter, you win the quarter or you at least keep it close like they did last quarter.
This third quarter tonight will be brought to us by Hawk Fiber Internet. Super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com. Also by the Frankfort Eagles, post number 976, where they are people helping people. Been serving the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfort Eagles offer something for everyone. Visit them online at FOE.com or stop by the Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. And always stay tuned at the conclusion of every broadcast that we do. We will have and it's very important, the Clinton County Player of the Game brought to us by the Frankfort Eagles as Garner gets the steal, and she'll get the bucket and a chance to add to the old-fashioned three-point play here.
So if she makes this free throw, that'll be that 35-point mark. That'll keep the clock running, just for all of you guys out there wondering about that rule.
And Garner goes to the line where she is perfect tonight, now 2 for 2. So no three-pointers for Garner tonight, but she has 2 old-fashioned three-point plays. How about that?
A little throwback to the past for all you people. Wouldn't like the three-point line, and most people are a fan of it, but I've met some people that wish we'd go back to the old ways without that three-point line.
Kind of missed the mid-range game.
Yeah, that's kind
Analytics say to set behind the line and let it fly.
Yeah. Mid-range has kind of become a lost art, but if you use it effectively, it can be a really good shot.
Guardado in the lane, spin move, and that was beautiful.
Really nice move. We mentioned we mentioned at halftime they've got to feed the post, and they did it there. Got a bucket.
The hard part for Guardado this year really is, and it'll help her. It'll sharpen her tools, but she's having to help get the ball up the floor so many times when they're being pressed. But she thrives in the post. When you can get her down there, her footwork's amazing.
Yeah, she's really good at that spin move to her right and get that right hook jump shot. But Ashley Vasquez with a nice effort play to get a steal for Frankfort.
That's what the Hot Dogs can do in their half-court offense here. Being hounded by Garner, got to find a teammate. And a timeout taken by Coach Crawford, and wisely so, try to avoid that turnover there. This portion of our broadcast brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with the loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Home offers, please visit dayandginda.com. Follow them on social media, too, and you can catch some really cool pictures of Norm. Norm is the therapy dog there at Day and Ginda Funeral Home. If you're ever just needing a hug, just stop in there at Day and Ginda and say, hey, man, can I hang out with Norm for a minute?
Yeah, I got to meet Norm because we went there to film that commercial. Really good dog. If you need to use the therapy dog, I would suggest going to Day and Ginda.
Frankfort gets the basketball inbounds out of the timeout. That shot just off the mark, but I like Guardado being aggressive here. That shot well within her range. Cross, beautiful pass. Left just a little short and then back up and no good as well from Eaton. She's still trying to find that first field goal tonight.
Yeah, really nice pass from Cross. I wasn't sure if she'd be able to fit it in there, but it snuck through there. Eaton couldn't put it in the bucket, but a really nice pass.
Cross crossed me up on that one. The drive, looking to the corner here. Draws a couple of defenders, and now we got a foul maybe?
I think a foul on Cross. Yep.
Good call. That is the second foul on Cross tonight.
Frankfort gets kind of bailed out there because you do not want to be trapped in that corner. Sheridan gets the steal there, though.
We mentioned the broadcast for Sheridan fans coming up on Friday night with the varsity doubleheader, but we will be back here on Saturday. We'll get to see Western and Frankfort in a boys basketball matchup. I want to be on the air sometime around 7:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, you get to see me on the court this time, set up here in the broadcast booth.
Or on the bench in foul trouble.
We won't talk about that.
All right, I just want to make sure. I didn't know. Like, I don't have a mic in my hand, but that was a mic drop moment.
Mic drop. A little context for those that don't know. I did foul out of my first game this year. Only played about 2 quarters of the game, so I was sitting on the bench a lot.
I had to beat you up a little bit. You know, I'm not supposed to root, but I am a Frankfort alumni, so, you know, Doug being a friend of the program, I was looking to see Doug do well, and Doug unfortunately drew the ire of the Zebras last Friday night. 5 times, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Cross, jumper, knocks it down again. Man, she's got a good-looking jump shot. She's in double figures.
It really is a good-looking jump shot. You know, one of those they say, I guess, you're pleasing to the eye, but not only does it look good, it goes in. Gone in well tonight.
Sheridan again trying to trap in that zone. The shot off the mark.
Vanessa likes to do that little spin move jump shot, and it works a good amount of times, getting a nice look for Frankfort. And get another foul on Cross here.
Cross let that floater go, was a little strong, and then hung around under the bucket, maybe out of frustration, drew the foul. This portion of our broadcast tonight brought to us by Ardente Dental, where they offer high-tech dentistry with a personal touch. Whether you're a brand new patient or been dealing with them for years, they're here to serve you. Give them a call, 654-7222, or visit them online at ardentedental.com. Ardente Dental, they bring smiles to life. There's a three splashed again from Santos Valdez. You want to talk about a pretty shot. That one was all net.
Santos with another three. That one, no bank needed, only net. Good to see her getting going, as she missed a couple games to start out the year, and her first game back was North Montgomery, and she didn't get on the scoreboard there. So good to see her scoring tonight.
Cross with her second field goal of the second half. She's got 12 points now as she was able to slip behind the defense. Her teammate now overplaying the passing lane that time. It looks like Mackenzie Smith will pick up the foul.
It's going to be the fourth foul this quarter, so next one, Frankfort will be going to the free throw line.
Great. I'm glad you brought that up. That's another new rule this year for viewers at home to get used to. Hopefully you're starting to. You know, we're 5 games into the girls basketball season here, but each quarter the fouls reset. You get to 5. It's double bonus. There is no more 1-and-1. That was a good-looking three-point attempt there from Daisy Santos Valdez. So a little short, caromed around under the bucket, and it'll be Frankfort's basketball. Good look down there at Coach Crawford in that hot dog bench, and Coach Crawford constantly up, always wearing a path in that floor, and then he'll sit down for a second, and then he's right back up. I love his enthusiasm on the sideline.
Yeah, you see that with a lot of coaches, but especially Coach Crawford. They sit down, and it seems like 2 seconds later they're back up. He got something else to say. Sheridan saves it there, didn't need to, and it leads to a Frankfort bucket.
Great play. First bucket from Evelyn Vasquez-Bautista. Frankfort starting to find some scoring here in the third quarter. As a matter of fact, the 7 points in the third matched their entire first half output. Vasquez-Bautista, the senior, picks up her first foul.
Frankfort is starting to play a lot more physically on the defensive side, pushing Sheridan off the things they like to do. A lot of contact. No whistle yet. Finally going to get a whistle, and they're going to call it travel.
So the turnover gives the ball back to Frankfort?
Yeah. Seemed like a lot of contact for no call there, but the ref says they're going to let him play.
Doug, I'm sure as well known as you are around the school, you might be able to find a janitor with a storage locker key. We could get the pads and helmets out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Getting pretty physical here. Guardado a little long that time. Mackenzie Smith, some fancy dribbling. Looks ahead here, and that pass a little too strong. You know, you mentioned Coach Crawford being up and down. You look over here at Coach Bradshaw, and I don't think she sat down the entire game.
Yeah,
Jadelin's been up on her feet the entire game, and, you know, still restless with a 32-point lead right now.
So we said at the start of that quarter, Frankfort, you want to win. You want to try to win this quarter or keep it close, and they tied Sheridan in that quarter.
There you go. And I didn't even realize that the quarter ended. Look at that. We got to take a break. Fourth quarter when we return.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
We want to thank our friends at Healthy Communities of Clinton County, and they want you to know that recovery is possible. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, make sure you reach out to Healthy Communities at 659-6063 or visit them online at healthyclintoncounty.org. They have all the resources to help get you back on track and overcome that addiction struggles. Our score here at the start of the fourth quarter, 46-14. Doug, you made mention there at the end of the third, and again, clock running rule, it gets the best of me, right? I thought we were still playing. We hit zeros. But you said Frankfort tied them there. Both teams put up 7 points in the quarter. That's got to be a win for Coach Crawford.
Especially because this Sheridan team's averaging a little over 57 points a game, and they scored 70 points in the last game. So to hold them, they're under 50 as of right now, has got to be feeling good for Coach Crawford.
That was Timmy a moment ago with the bucket for Sheridan. She's got 5 in the contest. We get a whistle from under the bucket here. You want to thank our officiating crew as well. These officials travel around all over the state, basically to get yelled at and told every call they made is bad.
I was about to mention that is officiating is not a fun thing to do. I had my first time doing officiating of third grade basketball, and it's not as easy as it looks.
You would think that would be peaceful.
Yeah,
it's not. I understand. But hats off to Dell Asher, Jesse Key, and Keith McLean, our crew here tonight. Frankfort will look to push up the floor. Kenzie Garner back in the game. We didn't see her much in the third quarter, if at all. I guess we did see her early. She had three quick points.
Yeah, when you're up big like this, it's kind of a chance to maybe get a rest because they got that big game Friday.
3 from the corner. And splash. There's the first 3. You call that, what would you, that's not the old-fashioned, that's the traditional way now, right?
Yeah.
The recipe for success here. Good-looking shot.
Is that a reverse announcer jinx? You mentioned her, and then she hits the 3.
I guess. Might be how that works. You try it more often. Frankfort look to set up their offense. They got a shooter here. 3 on the way, just too strong. Flores unable to track it down for Frankfort.
Been a little bit of a rough night offensively for Frankfort, but they've started to get some shots up, good-looking shots. I'm sure Coach Crawford is pleased with that.
Tried to go glass there. Flores tracks it down. There's a turnover for Syra. Loose ball pinballs around inside, and it'll be Frankfort basketball. A lot of active hands tonight from both of these teams. I would hate to be the person who is stat tracking deflections tonight.
Really constantly marking down the tally.
Garner checks back out. That'll probably be the last time we see her this evening. She got 23 in the game. She has 693 points coming into tonight. So obviously well on pace to get over that 1,000-point mark, and probably, I'm not sure what their leading score is on the girls' side of basketball there in school history, but she's obviously got some time to climb those ranks.
Yep.
But one thing Coach did say is she's on pace to break the rebounding record by the time she graduates. It was the second foul on Cecilia Timmy.
Which, breaking the rebounding record is not super it doesn't happen a lot from a guard. Now, granted, she is 6 foot, but she still plays that guard position.
Not afraid to get in and mix it up. Guardado missed her first at the line. She misses her second as well. Frankfort on an offensive rebound, so they'll try to reset here. Now it's taken away by Smith. Kenzie Smith the other way, and she'll be bodied by Guardado. Good sign of sportsmanship there by Syra Flores as well.
Looked like Guardado was trying not to draw a foul, or trying not to foul, and then ended up fouling anyways. Got her with the body there.
It's always one of those tough calls on an official when two players are fighting for the same space that they're both entitled to.
And oftentimes it is going to go to the offensive player.
Kinsey Smith goes 1 of 2 at the line, 3 points in the game tonight. She's above her season average. Go inside. Flores baseline. Draws the foul. Now Syra Flores heads to the line. Another look at it there is the senior. 2 points in the contest, just a 38% free throw shooter on the season. Syra is definitely one that brings some tenacity, some heart and hustle to this hot dog team.
Yeah, she's, I wouldn't say, I guess you can't really pick the hardest worker, but she arguably is. Always on, crashing the boards and playing really hard defense.
Can't get a free throw to go there on that trip. Timmy to Smith. That three rattles out. This one tracked down by Mackenzie Terry. Jumper at the free throw line, no, and there's Flores on the board.
Seen Vanessa play a lot more of a point guard role tonight. Nice move there.
Vanessa Guardado is making a case for that Clinton County Player of the Game.
She's had
now with 6 points.
A really nice second half tonight.
And Flores steps in and takes one away. Now fighting for the loose ball. Flores keeps it alive. Jumper just short. A little over 3 minutes to go in this one, and drags that foot there. Going to be a traveling violation. Now available, it's FiberHawk Fiber Internet, super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more offerings on availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable, FiberHawk. Flores puts it on the deck, cross-court pass, open teammate three.
Gonna get a foul.
Yeah. We'll see if they give this on the shot, and they will. And this is an emphasis at every level. We saw this in your game the other night, not allowing a player to come down when they're shooting a three. They got to have room as part of a player protection.
Yeah, we saw that at the end of the half in that game against Clinton Prairie. Wagner ended up getting 3 free throws. You got to give them room to land, because that's when you get a lot of those broken ankles, because you're landing on somebody's foot. It can be really dangerous.
Gets the first two to go here. Daisy Santos Valdez. She's got 8 points in the contest. These girls start hearing us talk about player of the game, and we're just going to have to flip a coin here at the end. This three, nicely done by McKaylee Terry.
She's had a couple good-looking shots tonight.
Her second from beyond the arc. Loose ball here, jump ball. Possession belongs to Sheridan. It'll give them the basketball back as we approach the 2-minute mark. And make sure you stay with us all the way through this broadcast as we'll announce our Frankfort Eagles Clinton County Player of the Game. I thought Terry was going to get another one to go there. It was a nice soft jumper.
Seen Sheridan get a couple of those nice rolls tonight. That one didn't quite roll in.
Excited for a big week of basketball on ISC. Got a game at North Central this evening on the airwaves as well. If you're done watching this one, you can turn over and watch A couple of teams from the MIC conference. You get a foul on the baseline.
Yeah, it's the best time of the year, right? Football season's still going on or at least NFL and college are still going on. High school basketball, NBA basketball, college basketball is all starting up. Get that mixture of all those sports coming together. As the football state championships actually just ended this past weekend.
We've also got the Sneakers for Santa shootout that'll be on Saturday, and a ton of teams playing in that one. Crispus Attucks, Center Grove, Lawrence North, Brownstown Central, Ben Davis, Fort Wayne, Brownsburg, Warren Central, and the list goes on and on. All those games headed your way on ISC on Saturday, so you can start watching that one early.
Yeah.
You get yourself prepared for them Frankfort hot dogs on Saturday night, right, Doug?
Yeah. I know I might have to tune into a couple of those games to get ready for my game Saturday night. There's nothing like high school basketball in Indiana.
Guardado gets the first, and she gets the second as well.
Her and Santos both have eight points, I believe, tonight.
Frankfort fell behind to that 35-point margin, but they have played Sheridan straight up since that point. And if this shot goes, as the broadcaster jinx, of course, I wanted to make a point there. They were going to take the lead on that. Terry, and we got 3-second violation against Sheridan, so the turnover gives it back to the Dogs.
Frankfort's kept this lead at 35 points for a majority of the game.
Yeah, since Garner went to the line and had that three-point play and made it hit the 35-point mark, Frankfort has played him straight up.
Yep.
That was early in the third quarter. Obviously, Garner hasn't played a ton since then, and you know you've seen some reserve players out there for Sheridan, but that still has to be something. You know, if you're Frankfort, you try to put a feather in your cap, and you take wins wherever you can find them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not every day you find a player like Gardner, so to hold the rest of this team who they can all contribute really well to only 55 points, which is under their season average, has got to feel good for Coach Crawford.
Completely agree. Your final tonight, 55-20 here at Frankfort High School. Doug, your final thoughts on this one?
I think Frankfort's got to be pleased how they played quarters 2, 3, and 4. That first quarter they gave up 28 points, but they held them to, I think, 27 points the rest of the game. So they gave up less points in the next 3 quarters than they did in that first quarter combined. So you got to be happy with how much effort they gave and how they improved from quarter 1 to the end of the game.
For Frankfort, their next broadcast will be against Delphi. That one coming 2 days from now. They'll take on the 6-2 Oracles at Delphi. For the Sheridan Blackhawks, again, their next contest you'll see on the ISC Sports Network as they travel to Clinton Prairie on Friday, and we'll have that for you here. Our Clinton County Player of the Game, brought to us by the Frankfort Eagles Post 976 tonight, is Vanessa Guardado. It could have went anywhere. There were 3 hot dogs I thought that were kind of in the mix, but Guardado made a great case for herself late. We saw her, Doug, not only with some fancy moves around the bucket, but, I mean, even doing some of the point guard duties. She had a great game.
Yeah, she played a really good game, especially in that second half. And she wasn't doing it only offensively, but rebounding the ball for them defensively and playing that middle of the 2-3 zone really impacted them in that second half to keep this game where it was at going into the second half.
Obviously, our player overall of the night was Kinsey Garner from Sheridan. She was fantastic, 23 points. Again, I would love to see. It's one of the things I'm going to go check tomorrow. How many rebounds and steals did she have as well, because she played fantastic. Well, Doug, hats off to you. Hats off to our entire ISC sports crew. We appreciate you tuning in for us tonight. Again, our broadcast was brought to you by the Frankfort Eagles, Post 976. They're people helping people. By Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By the Healthy Communities of Clinton County, where they make the healthy choice the easy choice. And by FiberHawk, fast, affordable FiberHawk. Your final score, 55-20. Sheridan on top of Frankfort. It's going to do it for our coverage tonight. For Doug Wood and everyone behind the scenes at ISC and Hot Dog TV, we appreciate you tuning in. We hope you'll join us next time.
Colleges and universities are always actively looking for highly targeted and effective ways of reaching high school students and their families. Imagine your informational message being displayed in full color on courtesy charging stations placed throughout the high schools of your choice. Our mobile charging stations provide your college or university with a continuous flow of traffic to those who benefit from your message the most. High traffic areas like the cafeteria, commons, multimedia rooms, and concessions make the perfect places to reach a receptive and captive audience. Advertise to your alumni of tomorrow by getting plugged in today. At JM Marketing, your audience awaits.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
At Day and Ginna Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Day and Ginna Funeral Home,